I'm making a video today to explain how traces are made on a measured move. In this case, the measured move down from 2075 to 1804.25. We started out with a series of extension or of traditional measured moves, and then went into extensions at this point. I'm not going to explain all the intervening extensions. I'm going to start up with the next to the last extension that traded. And this will be true, what I'm going to tell you is going to be true for any measured move along the way. In this particular case, we picked up the extension and the low at that point, and we traded back up into the resistance. Then we went into the first, but not quite into the second target. So again, we traded back up into resistance, traded into the first, but not into the second target. Now, the general rule for drawing extensions is if you have not exceeded the second target, you use the same anchor to the new low. And what we see is price has picked up in this long and has gone into resistance and has violated this resistance in 2 4-hour bars. So at this point, we go in and talk about canonical retracements. It's not necessary that the canonical retracements happen. Aggressive extensions can pick up the price lower, but we're going to talk at this point just about canonical retracements. So I'll go ahead and take this off. And canonical retracements start from two places. The first being from where extension started to lows. In this particular case, that's going to be 1928.88. Since the difference between this extension that started from where extensions began and the entire measure move isn't going to be a great deal of difference, unless price comes into this resistance and reacts immediately. Probably we're going to go into this second canonical place where resistance happens, and that is the all the way half back of the entire move. And you can see that's about 11 points higher. That's at 1939.63, 11-ish points higher. And so those are the two canonical retracements. Now I'm going to cover the same material based on what I showed in Friday's chat room, but with a little bit of setup for it. This is the long that's traded thus far. And I'm going to talk about how various measured moves help us into targets. In this particular case, I'm going to pull this down a little bit. We have this initial measured move, which is right here. You can see right here that price picked up immediately, but had difficulty getting into this first target. So what we see here is another traditional, starting where this first really big 4-hour up move happened. What we had is the initial bounce. We came over into here, we retraced, and then price picked up all the way up to here and retraced back to here. So we have this original measured move, but now I'm kind of looking for something that helped us finally get into this first target. So I'm not going to really consider this as what's controlling this move. We're going to be talking about this measured move right here at this point. So what we have is basically these two targets that we're going to consider within the scope of the move from here to here. And what I have here is that I found that I had a traditional that we came into support here and then price did pick up. It didn't pick up immediately, but eventually in this overnight we picked up into not only the first target here, but the first target of the new controlling measured move. In addition, we have this helper measured move that's helping us move into and above this second target so far. Now at any time, should one of these break, we go into the canonical retracements, which would be first from here to here and then the whole move. But I'm going to shift now into the 15-minute time frame to review this same idea of a measured move and canonical retracements. So now we're looking at a 15-minute chart, and we're looking at the same longs that have occurred in the 4-hour. We want to look at the same one that we looked at initially, which is from here to here. And we see the same thing, but a little bit more detail, that we picked up immediately from a traditional move from lows to highs. But we basically spent a lot of time before we made it into this first target. So I want to illustrate that same helper that I did in the 4-hour, which would be from here to here. And I want to pull this drawing down a bit so that I'm showing the first and second targets of both of those moves like we did before. And at this point, what I did on Friday was illustrate canonical retracement from this low to somewhere up in here. I don't remember exactly, but we'll figure it out as we go forward in this video.